Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 and see how it compares against the Apple Watch Series 9 and see which specific watch is a better one for you. Now, I will definitely tell you it's always fun to compare these watches like side by side next to each other, but there really is never a point of comparing these two watches because they are just very different and you can't really use one with the other ecosystem. So you can only use the Apple Watch Series 9 technically on the iPhone side, and you can only use the Galaxy Watches on the Android side. So that's just what it is. However, there are ways to kind of go about this. I mean, you can change you can get a cell model of both and kind of use them side by side, but not really. It's not really even worth it to do that. If you want to pick up either one of these watches though, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these watches, they both come out in a few different configurations. So that's always been something that I did kind of like about both these watches. The Apple Watch Series 9 comes out in a 41mm or a 45mm size. So that is something that's kind of cool. You are able to go ahead and basically get a really good sized watch with a lot of capability on the Apple Watch Series 9. It's a very good display as well, and it gets very, very bright on inside of that display. With the Galaxy Watch 6, on the other hand, this one comes out in a 40 or 44mm size. So that is also a slight difference right there. You are getting basically a overall smaller sized watch on the Galaxy Watch 6. But what's really nice about the Watch 6 is that it does look more like a Galaxy, it looks more like a watch in general than the Apple Watch. But the Apple Watch has such a distinct design that you would look at the Apple Watch and know it's an Apple Watch and not a regular watch. With the Galaxy Watch, you would look at it, and for the average person, I don't know if they would be able to tell this was like an actual digital watch, or if this would be like an actual physical watch that you can actually use with like a dial and everything. Or especially, I don't think most people would know it's a Galaxy Watch, to be honest. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. Now, the design on the outside is one thing, but there's also some features between both that I actually like a lot. So with the Apple Watch, I truly do feel like that band on that Apple Watch Series 9 is overall better and a better design mechanism than the Galaxy Watch 6. I still don't know what Samsung is doing with their band, being able to, connect it and disconnect it. Since the Galaxy Watch 3, I haven't enjoyed that process of connecting and disconnecting my bands. And I feel like that is a big issue with Samsung. With the Apple Watch, even with the Pixel Watch, right? Google and Apple have done a great job of putting their bands in. And I feel like if you were to attach or detach a band, it's a very basic process. On the Galaxy Watch, I just think Samsung needs to kind of improve this process a little bit. I'm still not a fan of the way they've approached it, and I still feel like there are better and better ways of kind of going about it. So that is another thing to keep in mind there too. But on the flip side, the Galaxy Watch has a really cool feature that I actually love, and that is actually with reverse wireless charging from other devices. I can actually charge my Galaxy Watch from my Samsung Galaxy phone. That is an incredible thing to basically be able to do. And I still don't know why Apple hasn't done this yet. That is by far one of my most favorite things I've seen, Samsung do. And it's still a really cool feature. It still, holds the test of time. And still by far, it's something I look at, and I'm a massive, massive fan of the Galaxy Watch 6 from that specific perspective. So from the outside, that kind of covers it up there. Now, there are lots of overlapping features between both of these watches. So there really isn't one watch that I would look at as the one that has the way better bezel, that has the way better features or anything like that. For the most things that I would do in a day, both these watches are going to be perfectly fine. So with the Galaxy Watch 6 and with the Apple Watch Series 9, the things I would normally do on an everyday basis would be to check notifications, check the time, and then track my workouts. I would occasionally respond to notifications, but that is kind of what I'm doing on an everyday basis. I'm not really doing anything that crazy. I'm not really, taking advantage of any of the heart application things that they have or sleep tracking or anything like that. I'm not even listening to music from my Galaxy Watch or my Apple Watch. So there really isn't this big massive of a reason for me to go ahead and use either one of these watches or compare them from from the specific features that they have from that standpoint, because they both have a lot of similarity and a lot of overlap. So what I'll kind of tell you between both these watches, you're really not going to be picking one up over the other one. I think for the average person, you're going to be basically buying the Galaxy Watch, but you're just curious to see how it holds up against the Apple Watch. And in that case, I would tell you, there's features that both have that the other one doesn't, but there's also, I would say 95% of the features that you're getting between both watches, at least especially 99% of the features you're going to be using on an everyday basis, you are basically going to be able to have on both these watches. There's weird one-off features that you're probably never going to use, but for the average person, you're really not going to feel like you're missing out on anything from having one watch over the other one. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I'll love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.